Hi everyone. Welcome to the course. My name is Richard Kaeser. I am the instructor. I'm making this video as a quick introduction to the course on Canvas and essentially just highlight some things so that hopefully it'll be easier for you to navigate. Um, One of the first things to look at is the syllabus. When you log on, you'll see the syllabus here. I'll go over a few things on it, but please read it and go through it, and if there's any questions, let me know. Um, Notice there's an announcements spot here where it says recent announcements. Please check that every week. I basically post a new one every week. Notice this one says week 1. And there'll be information, updates, reminders. So please check that out. You can also find all recent announcements or previous announcements in this tab here. So again, check that regularly. And now let's just take a quick look at highlight some things on the syllabus that you just want to be aware of. All right. Okay, so let's highlight some things on the syllabus. Just a quick note, not everyone's class is Math 37. I'm mainly doing this to give people an introduction to Canvas, so I'm doing a generalized video for all my classes, so if this is not your class, don't worry about it. All my classes fit a similar structure, so just don't worry about that if this is not your class. Just to highlight a few things, again, I recommend reading through this syllabus. A couple of things that I just want to highlight are, the area where the office hours are. Again, this may not be your specific office hour. All the office hours are going to be on Zoom. Here is my Zoom. There is no actual book required for the course, though you can look at this link, which goes to a free one on OpenStax. Here's kind of the guidelines for homework. Please read through that. And the homework suggestions. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Video reflections. There's YouTube videos that I expect you to take notes from, and I want you to write video reflections on there. Discussions, which will be done weekly. Checkpoints, which are like exams, but they're really not. Please don't cause yourself anxiety thinking there's 5 tests. You actually get the points for checkpoints through this self-grade and reflection, so which ultimately actually gives you back points for your original checkpoint. So more on that to come. It's kind of a confusing process, but students tend to enjoy it, and I feel like they learn better from it. Here's the points breakdown. Everything's scaled to points. So again, take a look at this, and if questions, let me know. Final exam date. Here it is. Just an FYI, quick FYI. It's more going to be a time window. 8 to 10 is not. 8 to 10 is our scheduled one. What's more likely going to happen is it'll be Wednesday, and it'll be with a time window from 8 to like 4 with that you could log in. So, and I'm even open to that. Like I could stay on later. So there's no big deal there. Just let me know. Optional study group sessions. So one of the things I wanted to highlight on here as well is this part. I want students to interact with each other. One of the ways you will do that is through the discussions, but another way, which is I always found and find is very helpful, is if students meet together as a group, and unfortunately you can't do that this semester because of COVID. So this is my attempt to try to have students meet with each other, and you could do it through my Zoom channel, and this is the link again. And all I would say is you just need to let me know when, and then I can respond to let you know that you can, or to make sure I'm on and able to run it for you. You will need to scan documents, so please get comfortable with that. If you don't have a scanner at home, for example, I have a printer which scans and uploads stuff, so most phones have apps that can do them. If you have an iPhone or Android, Adobe Scan is a good one. I would just recommend Adobe Scan, because then if anyone has an issue with it, you could probably ask and someone else will know about it. But here are some other phone scanners that you could possibly look for. They should be free. Some of them are free until you want to do something cool with it, so you may have to look. But again, Adobe Scan is good. Just also really quick on the syllabus, what I recommend, regularity is going to help you succeed in this class. Here's kind of 5 easy steps to succeed. Checking emails regularly on Canvas, taking notes and doing the video reflections by their due dates, posting discussions, posting a comment on the discussions regularly, checking in with me. I really encourage you to check in with me. Just to see how you're doing, how we're doing. So please do that. And doing 60 minutes worth of homework assignments daily. So you do that. Where all students end up being, and when you log on, you should always click, is in the modules. This is where you live. This is where everything you need is going to be. I know I've had students in the past say they use this to-do list. I don't even know where that is on here, maybe in the calendar, but I don't recommend doing that because you can miss things there. For some reason, it doesn't always put everything up there, as far as I remember. But if you click on modules when you log in, everything you need is here. For example, I'm going to tell everyone to watch this video on Canvas, and here it is, or here it's going to be. Here's my Zoom link when we need to do checkpoints, or if you want to visit me. Here's practice scanning and uploading files. Options for online checkpoints using Zoom. I'm going to click on that really quick, hopefully. When you do take a checkpoint, you will need access to a webcam, and ultimately I don't necessarily want to stare at your face while you're taking the checkpoint. I mainly want to see your work area. So most people usually have a couple forms of webcams, meaning you have a phone with a webcam on it and a computer possibly with a webcam. So please look at this document. This describes what I recommend when you take a checkpoint. You should have one of these setups. Here's kind of the favorite setup students usually have is a phone as their webcam facing their work area. I could see partially you, but the main thing I'm looking at is your computer screen and work. And then other options. It's all very similar to a webcam and using a phone or tablet as access for the checkpoint. You can also, if you just have one, if you just have your computer or desktop, laptop, you can use that as well. There's just a few kind of guidelines you need to follow here. So take a look at this. Make sure you have a good setup when you check in with me or prior from checking in with me to take a checkpoint, and you'll be all set. Things will go smooth. But yeah, so you could look. There is a do-it-yourself option, which I will tell you right now, I mainly recommend and have it here for students who maybe have missed it with me, meaning missed it if the checkpoint is on April 7th and they miss it and they need to do it April 10th. You can do it April 10th. It's just going to be the do-it-yourself way where I'm not monitoring you. And there is, I don't want to say a penalty. It's just you can't get full credit for for doing it this way because I can't monitor it. So since there's self-grade already, like I need to monitor students. So there is that option. Again, I don't recommend doing it unless you either missed the checkpoint, or if for some reason you just weren't prepared for the checkpoint, I'll probably tell you to do it again, and you'll do it this way. So, of course, if you have any questions on this, let me know. We can go over whatever you need. The sooner the better, obviously, before our first checkpoint. So yeah. So back to modules. Like I said, this is where you live. Once you watch do the student orientation model, watching this video, there's my Zoom link. Again, you understand how to scan and upload files. I can help you with that as well if needed. Again, sooner the better before our first checkpoint. And here's everything else. Just a quick guideline. Everything's in order. So Module 1. Which in 3 weeks we'll have our first checkpoint on Module 1, and that's how everything's broken down. Module 1, Checkpoint 1, Module 2, Checkpoint 2. Video 1 here, Reflection 1, Discussion, it all goes essentially in order, so everything should hopefully flow for you. If there's any questions, of course, let me know. Again, your class may not be geometry / trigonometry, but all my classes are going to be in this type of format where you have video reflection, discussion, and homework assignments. So just make sure you're okay with going there. And at the bottom, there's checkpoint 1, self-grade and reflections. So again, there's kind of it's like the summary of the checkpoint. Just notice checkpoint 1 has 0. It is worth 0 points technically. It's the self-grade and reflections where you do get the points. And again, it's typically more than you think. So try not to be too anxious thinking this is a test. It's like a test. I'm trying to put you in a test situation, but it's not exactly like that. You get to do reflections and hopefully learn from whatever mistakes you made, and you get buffered for that. So I will be posting the solutions to all checkpoints, and where that will be is at the very bottom where we have helpful resources and documents. So anything, ultimately I will be posting the filled in notes from the videos as time goes on, kind of thing. So they'll be here. Checkpoint solutions, so checkpoint 3 is here so far, right? Checkpoint 3 solutions after the actual checkpoint will be available, so you can do the self-grade and reflections. And yeah, ultimately anything else that I may want to post here, I will, and you can take a look at it. So something that I hope all students will make use of, because I do homework a little differently, meaning if you when you read the syllabus and you read over the guidelines for it, you'll see that 70% of each assignment grants full credit. So Canvas can't do that on its grading scale. So what I have is this grade tracker for students. So opening that up, it's an Excel spreadsheet. If you download it, what I recommend is downloading it to your computer. So downloading it, I'm going to download it just to give you a quick example. And like I said, it's an Excel spreadsheet, and all you need to do is fill it out as you go. Probably enable editing like that. You can also print it if you don't have Excel or something. It'll show up on your computer if you have access to Canvas. You can also print it and just write it down or write it out. But ultimately, as you go along for discussions, which are 3 points each, as you go along through the course, if you just input that you did it and got credit for it, which you'll see on Canvas as well. It's just the homework is where it's going to mess things up. And notice it fills it out here. So you could just essentially, once you do a reflection or a discussion, or the required amount of discussions, you can mark your points kind of thing here. Similarly for homework, each homework is, so this is actually where it gets tricky on Canvas. Each homework assignment is worth 5 points. There's a 250 total possible, and 70% is full credit. So on Canvas, 5 points is 100%. For me, 70% or higher is full credit. So just to give you an idea, is in reality on Canvas, 3.5 out of 5 is 70%, which means that would be full credit. So therefore, I would give myself 5 points. So that's probably sounds confusing right now, but again, you can always go ask me about it. And again, it fills it in for you. So I mean, this is something I would highly recommend all students to download and input. I worked really hard making this document, and it gives you an idea how you're doing. Most students who stress about how they're doing and ask me, what their grade is, usually breathe a sigh of relief after we go over this, and we can totally go over this together. So if you want to, let me know, and we can. So the last thing that I want to go over really quick is comments. So I do make comments when or I respond to questions, I should say, or I make a comment on, on the discussions. I make directly on the discussion board, so you can see my response or comment there. On the video reflections, where there's a question that asks if you have any questions or comments, and if you ask me a question, I do try to answer it in a prompt manner. I also recommend any question you do have for me, if possible, post it on the discussion as well, so you kind of double your efforts to getting it answered. Because I promise, I try to answer questions as fast as I can, but I don't always answer them as fast as I wish I could. So doing that would be good. But I do post comments there, and on checkpoints, I post comments and checkpoint, self, grade, and reflections. So you do want to make sure you check those regularly to see if I made a comment on yours. So where you find that is on the grades section. So if you click on grades, notice checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, there's no little word bubble here, right? So this means I have a comment. So clicking that, it will show a comment. It's kind of in a weird spot, so this is why I'm going it over with you. But it is important to look at, because I do post this is where I post a lot of comments on the checkpoint places. So you have to find that on grades. I might say, do you love math or what? And you'll probably be like, of course I do. The other spot where again, video reflections, and you have to scroll down to probably find it. Checkpoint, self grade, and reflections. I post comments a lot. So, and again, I posted one here, right? So just keep an eye out for that and check regularly. If you post a video reflection, make sure and you posted a question, make sure you look at this section frequently to see if I answered it or made a comment on your self grade and reflections, which I do make comments on many students' self grade and reflections, especially the first one, because not everyone has done them correctly, and they may need to adjust some things. Another comment here, right? Video reflections. So here that is. So just wanted to show you where to find that. Please look at that regularly. It's on grades, and you'll look for this little, word box, and if you have one. If you don't have one, there's no comment. If you do, you want to make sure you're checking that regularly. All right. Well, I think that does it for this intro. Hopefully it was somewhat helpful. There is a lot more information in this class, so please ask me questions and pop on Zoom and say hi. And if you have any questions there, we can go over it there as well. I look forward to meeting all of you and working with you. Let's have a good semester.